Hey, real quick, have you ever said something in English and the other person understood you, but then they gave you this look, like they got it, but something felt a little off?
Oh, I know that look. Did they just read that from a textbook look?
Exactly that look. And here's the painful part. Your grammar was perfect, your vocabulary was correct, but it still didn't sound natural.
And nobody tells you why. They just move on and you're standing there thinking, what did I say wrong?
You said nothing wrong. But today, we're going to tell you exactly what happened and how to fix it.
By the end of this episode, you're going to sound less like a textbook and a lot more like a real person.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Speak Real English. I'm Jake.
And I'm Maya. And Jake, before we start, I have to tell you what happened to me at the grocery store yesterday.
Oh no, the grocery store. What happened?
Okay, so I was in line, and the cashier looks at me and goes, "Hey, how's it going?"
Super normal. Happens every day.
Right? But here's the thing. I was thinking about this episode, so I paid attention to my automatic response. And you know what I said?
What did you say?
I said, "I am doing well, thank you. And yourself?"
Oh no, Maya. That is so textbook.
I know. The cashier kind of blinked at me. Nobody says "and yourself" at a grocery store.
A normal person would say, pretty good. You? Done. 2 words. Natural.
Exactly. And that tiny moment, that's what today's whole episode is about. The difference between technically correct English and actually natural English.
And the crazy thing is, this happens to almost every English learner, even advanced ones, because school teaches you correct English, not real English.
Not real English. That's such a good way to say it.
That's why we're here. Welcome, everyone, wherever you're tuning in from.
So glad you're here. Okay, tiny favor before we dive in.
If you're new here, welcome. And if this kind of real, natural English is what you've been looking for, hit that subscribe button.
We drop new episodes every week. No pressure, no homework, just real conversations that actually help.
Okay, let's talk about why your English sounds textbook and how to fix it forever.
All right, so here's the big question of today. What does textbook English actually mean?
Great place to start. So textbook English is English that is grammatically perfect but sounds stiff, overly formal, or robotic in normal conversation.
It's the English you learned in school, which is great for exams, but in real life, Americans don't actually talk like that.
Right. Nobody walks up to their friend and says, "Greetings, I was wondering if you would be available to have lunch with me today."
Nobody says that.
They say, "Hey, you free for lunch?" That's it.
So simple, so natural. And yet, that simplicity is actually really hard to learn from a textbook.
Okay, let me use a metaphor. Imagine you learn to swim, but only in a swimming pool. Perfect technique, perfect strokes. But the first time you swim in the ocean...
It feels completely different.
Exactly. The ocean has waves, currents, different rhythms. Real English conversation is like that ocean, and textbook English is the pool.
I love that. The pool versus the ocean. You learn the technique, now we're going to teach you the ocean.
And here's the thing, it's not your fault. Textbooks are written by people who want to teach correct grammar. And correct grammar is important.
Super important. We're not saying grammar doesn't matter.
Not at all. But there's a gap between what's correct and what's natural. And closing that gap is exactly what real spoken English is all about.
So today, we're going to look at the most common textbook habits that make people sound less natural, and then the natural fix for each one.
4 big ones with real examples. Let's go.
Okay, let's get into the 4 most common textbook habits. And please, if you hear yourself, don't feel bad. This is literally what school taught you.
It means you were a good student. Now we're just adding the next level.
Okay, number 1. This is probably the most common one. Using full forms, when native speakers almost always use contractions.
So a contraction is when 2 words are shortened together, like I am becomes I'm. Do not becomes don't.
In textbooks, you learn both forms, but in real American English conversation, contractions are used almost all the time.
When you use full forms in casual conversation, it sounds overly formal, like you're giving a speech.
Like, imagine your friend asks, "Are you coming to the party?" And you say, "I am not sure if I will be able to attend."
People will think you're either very angry or reading from a legal document.
Exactly. Versus, "I'm not sure if I can make it." That sounds like a real human being.
Number 2, This is such a common one, using formal language in casual everyday situations.
So there are different levels of English. There's formal English for job interviews, professional emails, presentations, and there's casual English for friends, coffee shops, daily life.
The problem is textbooks mostly teach formal English because it's safer, so learners use formal phrases everywhere, even when they don't need to.
And in America especially, casual conversation is very relaxed, very informal. Americans use very simple, direct language with people they know.
So when someone is overly formal in a casual setting, it creates a distance. It feels like you don't want to connect.
It's like showing up to a backyard barbecue in a tuxedo.
Perfect. You're not wrong. You're just too much for the situation.
Okay, number 3. This one surprises people. Answering questions too completely.
In school, you're taught to answer in full sentences. What did you do this weekend? I went to the park with my family and we had a picnic.
Which is a great answer for a writing exercise, but in real casual conversation, people don't respond like that.
When someone asks, "How was your weekend?" they're not doing a survey. It's small talk. It's connection. The answer should feel light and easy.
And a very formal, complete answer actually makes the conversation feel like an interview. It slows everything down.
Real conversation has a rhythm. Short answers, back and forth, building on each other. Like a game of catch, not a formal speech. And number 4, this is a big one. Translating directly from your native language into English.
Every language has its own way of expressing things, its own rhythm, its own logic. And sometimes what sounds natural in your language sounds very strange in English.
Not wrong, just strange. And this is one of the hardest habits to break because it's automatic.
For example, in many languages, you say something like, I have hunger for being hungry. But in English, we say, I'm hungry. We don't have hunger.
Or, I have 25 years to say your age. In English, I'm 25. We don't have years either.
The fix here is stop thinking in your language and translating. Start thinking in English patterns directly.
And that takes time. But the more you listen to real English, podcasts like this, TV shows, movies, the more your brain starts to absorb the natural patterns.
Okay, role play time. Same deal as last episode. We're going to show the same conversation 2 ways. Textbook version first, then natural version.
I'm going to be Jake's coworker. We're at the office kitchen getting coffee. Ready?
Let's go. Textbook version.
Good morning, Jake. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Maya. I am doing well, thank you. I am a little tired because I was not able to sleep properly last night. How are you doing?
I am also well. Thank you for asking. I was wondering, would you like to have lunch together today?
That would be very nice. I am in agreement with that plan. What time were you thinking?
I was thinking perhaps 12:30 if that works for you.
That works for me. I will see you then. Okay, technically, every single sentence was correct.
Perfectly correct English, but it sounds like 2 robots planning a business merger.
Exactly. Now, natural version. Same situation, same meaning, different feel.
Hey, morning. How's it going?
Hey, pretty good. Little tired though. Couldn't sleep last night. You?
Oh, no. Yeah, I hate nights like that. Hey, you want to grab lunch today?
Yeah, totally. What time are you thinking?
Maybe 12:30?
Works for me. See you then.
Same information, completely different energy.
The second version feels like 2 real people who actually like each other.
Contractions everywhere, short answers, casual phrases, real rhythm.
That's natural English, and you can learn it.
Okay, practice time. Here's what you can do starting today.
These 4 tips, consistent practice, and your English will start feeling less like a textbook and more like you.
Like the real, natural you in English.
Okay, super quick recap before we go.
You learned correct English in school. Now you're learning real English, and that's a beautiful next step.
Exactly. You're not starting over, you're leveling up.
Okay, our comment question for this week. We want to know,
Which of the 4 textbook habits do you recognize in yourself? Number 1, full forms. Number 2, too formal. Number 3, answering too completely. Or number 4, translating directly.
tell us in the comments. There's no wrong answer. It's just great to know where you're starting from.
And honestly, most people have all 4, which means today was a big episode for you.
Thank you so much for watching. You're showing up for yourself in your English, and that genuinely matters.
Be patient with yourself this week. Natural English takes time, but you're already on the right path.
Until next time, keep it real, keep it natural, and remember,
English is not a test. It's a conversation.
bye for now.
See you next day.